Hello and welcome to Petrol Media. I'm your host Terrence, and today we are working on my MPC One Plus. It currently has a DMX skin on it, and I'm going to be replacing this skin. Today is not a production video or music video. Today it's just replacing this and discussing some things. I got these skins from a friend of mine, and I was trying them out on the One Plus because I wanted to see if I liked it, and I really do. So I finally decided to order the one that I think looks the best for the One Plus, and here it is. This is the virus skin for the One Plus and the black one, and it's really a nice color. It matches the item. Now these skins that I've been using, like I said, I got it from Curry Case. And he doesn't sell them. I don't want anybody to think he sells them, but he happened to have a couple of display pieces and he was willing to share them with me. And it gave me an opportunity to really just test them out and see if it's something I really like. These skins give your device a different look and a different feel in the sense, like, of course, it's all psychological and subjective. It's not a realistic change. But I will admit, when I had the skins on there that were the other colors, it did make it a little bit easier to see the information on it, even in the evenings when I'm in the dark or whatever, versus the red. For some reason with the red, it just kind of washes out sometimes. I mean, obviously most of the time you're in the studio, you're going to be with a little bit of light, but if you're in the dark, it kind of washes out a little bit. Being that these were used covers, that's part of the reason why it was bubbling up in certain areas. So now that I'm comfortable with it, I decided that it was time to actually buy the thing that I really wanted, the style and color, and that's what I did. There's also another reason why I got the virus color. I'll explain it in another video, but in the meantime, let's get this thing off of the One Plus. Once it's off, of course, you have to inspect and make sure there's no excess residue. In my case, I had some around the buttons where I hit record, stop, play, which probably makes sense because you hit those buttons the most. And there was a little bit in the top left corner. So once I did that, it was good to go, and I'm ready to put the new skin on. I gotta say, I do like the packaging. It is very well packed, and it didn't take too much effort to open the item. I just had to cut it loose so that the vacuum seal breaks, then I can get into it. The first skin I put on, I actually did it myself, and the second skin, I had my wife do it because I was really having issues getting it on, and probably because it's a little worn, but this one I decided I was going to do it myself and just make sure that it was on the way I really wanted it to be. The trick with putting these on is getting it lined up. And the one thing I did notice with this specific skin is, this is after I started to put it on, I noticed that the actual thing didn't fully line up because the opening for the screen was a little bit smaller than I anticipated. The previous one matched all the way around to the bezel, but with the virus one, it went a little over onto the screen. And that's not a problem because there is a black bezel all the way around the screen anyway, that there's no information that's being touched. So for it to actually cover that part is not an issue, but you have to line up one of the sides first, because if you don't line up one of the sides first, it's not going to go on correctly. So what I found worked for me was starting on the right side instead. I decided that it was important to line up the 4 LEDs for the Q links at the top of the unit. And once I lined those up and got the buttons to sit right in the center on the right side of this unit, at that point, I figured everything was lined up well and it'd be easy to just go right over to the other side. And this is not a thing you should rush because you definitely can screw this up a million times. But you do have a little bit of flexibility where you can actually take this off a couple times and just go over it and make sure it actually fits before you finish. Once you've finished doing that and getting it lined up on that side, then it gets real easy at that point, because now you're just basically dropping it into place and laying it into the actual individual holes, and then it's good to go. The hardest part of this is just making sure there's no bubbles. There were a couple times that I did have to take this back off afterwards because I noticed that the speck of dust got underneath it, and the adhesive underneath actually allows you to pick it up a couple of times to ensure that it was good to go without reducing how sticky it is. And it is important that you actually go under and do that, because And when I first got it on, finally, I thought everything was good. And then I started to see a bubble form, and it was a little bit of an eyelash that got underneath there. I don't even know when the eyelash fell on there, but that's the things you look for to make sure that it's nice and neat and clean. And it's good to just dust it off. And then, of course, check the back surface, because maybe it was one of my eyelashes. Who knows? But I gotta say, I do love how this came out. This is such a beautiful skin for the One Plus. I'd love to say that this boosts the quality of the production. I mean, maybe it's a psychological boost. You know, I'm getting like 5 dB of gain and power when it comes to this, but I really like the way this looks. And realistically, mentally, you enjoy your products more the more you like how it looks. That may not make sense to some, but let's be honest, when you look at something like a 1000 or 2000 or 4000 or any other products, say ASR 10, you tend to be enamored with the way it looks. I mean, look at the detail. They really did a great job. I was even able to go back and fix the fold where I see the little bubble right there. It came with these extra stickers for the pads, but I don't think I'm gonna use them. I kind of like the black pads as is. I'll keep these just in case. And these extra stickers of older models, the stickers are pretty cool. I need to find a use for them. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep them on here. So as you can tell, I really like my One Plus, and I think this is the final form. I'm not gonna change the skin again. I think this is it. And the main reason why I've been picking up skins, I'm pretty sure I probably mentioned it already in the video, is because I like the added protection it adds to the plastic. The plastic on here is decent. It's plastic, but it scratches really easily. And I think just like your phone, for resale value, it's good to have some semblance of protection. The more, I guess you could say, I should say better, the condition the item is in when someone is looking to buy it, they're more interested in buying it back. Now, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be selling my One Plus anytime soon, because I don't plan on selling my One Plus at all. At the same time, and I always tell you, if you are in need of something or you need funds, this is where you have to start leveraging things. And when you have multiple pieces, some of them you really can't let go of, like the 1000, that's a unique piece. I could never sell that. Everything else is kind of on the table at any given time if things hit that limit and we have no other choice. So this is the final form of the One Plus. I went with the virus skin, and there's a reason for that, and you guys will see a little bit more about that soon enough. I think it looks the best. I mean, it's red, it matches, it has a great outline. I think the outlines of this matches a little bit better because of the way it's set up. And other than that, everything else is labeled well. I actually was able to get it on correctly this time, because the last two, I didn't get it on 100% right the first time. And because they were older, they were used, the sticking of it didn't really work so well. That's why you had like the part sticking up in the corner and everything, but I'm glad I tested it. I always tell people, if you can find a way to test something, test it first. That way you know for sure if it's something you really want to do, and I really like this idea. The biggest thing though, like I said, is scratches. Like, I've already got a couple of small scratches on here, and I was just like, you know what? Let me just do this, that way it's nice and safe. So, not a production video, just showcasing the design from the manufacturer that designed these skins, and they do a great job, and I love these. I also didn't want one that was separated, where this was one piece, this is one piece. The only caveat I have is that I ordered it 2 days before he updated the design, and now he has side pieces, the back panel. They have pad covers, but I don't need those. I don't see the point in that, so I'm gonna leave that off. I do wish I could get the sides and the back on the side. Maybe I'll see if on their site, you should sell them separately. I know you don't want to do that. I know that feels like an extra thing, but like for those of us who already bought this and just want to add a little to it, it'd be nice to have the extras on the side. I'll post a link to the company in my description for you guys to check out. And I keep saying the company because I can't remember how to pronounce it off the top of my head, but it's in the description and it'll be in the title, and you guys will be able to figure it out. But yeah, the virus skin on the One Plus. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is a win? Do you think this is a loss? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I love it, honestly. And I love how it went on. And I'm happy with this. This is it. Might have to buy an extra one. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna need an extra one. Catch you guys later.